Okay, I'm going to redo this character creation tutorial for the template version 2.0. It's for Unity 2019 uh, 3.0. Okay, so I'm happy because this is a super simple process now. I'm going to do it with these low poly soldiers from Polygon Blacksmith. They are great, so we can check how it's the process. Okay, process basically is you will see that if I check the prefabs, they are going to load like this on magenta color. So because we are using universal render pipeline now, and these characters are for legacy pipeline, so it's easy to fix. We have two ways. The first way is selecting all the materials that we want to fix and go to edit, render pipeline, universal render pipeline, upgrade selected materials. Okay, this is going to fix all those materials and make them work with the actual pipeline or the current pipeline. Now, this is going to work, but we are not going to have all those effects in the character that we have in the template. If we want to use those effects, we have to use a specific material. So I can go here and see which material is using this mesh and change it to shader graphs. And then we have we have the character shader for polygoner for this template. It's going to be darker because it's not using the same channels. If we want to use the same channels, we have to split the alpha channel here and assign it here, or maybe assigning this texture can help. Okay, now it's using the alpha channel for the gloss, and we are going to change the weapon to, let's say, graphs character, and assign this same texture to the metallic gloss. Okay, it's a little bit darker. And this could be in 1. I think it's better. Okay, just being picky. Okay, so this will make this blank damage effect, or the frozen effect, or the burn effect. Okay, so now that we have this working with our render pipeline, we need to delete this weapon because the weapon is going to be spawned later in the character, and we need to create two nodes here that are the weapon R and L. Okay, so we can create them using the game object create empty child, selecting the right hand. Okay, and here weapon R, and I'm going to copy this one and move it here, or I can create a empty child here. Okay, weapon L. It's important to name them exactly like this, with the exactly case, lowercase and air case. Okay, So now that we have these two objects, we can create our character. Okay, I'm going to create a, a prefab, but this prefab it's already fixed. Okay, is this prefab? Okay, I'm modifying exactly the prefab from the package, so everything is okay. So I'm going to create character wizard, okay, using polygonal tools. And now you will see that this is smaller and simple, okay. And you only need to assign this prefab here, okay. Create a new scene just in case. It's always important to create a new scene before creating the player. And we don't need to assign anything else. This thing is just to assign the correct or the corresponding animator controller for each type of character, but this is later fixed in the prefab of the enemy or the player. Okay, so I'm going to show you later, but this isn't important. This is just in case you need to assign an animator controller for your character because needs special animations. Talking about that, if you want to use animations from this package, you can, but I recommend you, and the way I would do that is selecting the controller, animation controller uh, from the package, from the template, okay, the one assigned in our character. I'm going to search it so you can. Okay, I select the character prefab, and here we have two animator controllers. This is the most important because it's the one I recommend to use without root motion. And this controller, I'm going to duplicate it. And this controller, as you can see, if we open the controller, has a lot of parameters and layers and stuff set up. So this is like it's programmed to work with the template. Okay, so if you want to use different animations, I recommend you to duplicate this controller and replace the clips used in this death. Okay, replace the death, replace the pick object, or go to grounded and replace the animations of walk, idle, run, etc. So if you replace these animations, uh, but you keep the controller, everything is going to work. Okay, so then you assign this controller to your character and everything should work fine. You can't use a provided controller from another project or other thing because it's not going to work, because all the programming stuff is connected with this controller. Like everything has conditions that are triggered by scripts, so everything is connected. Okay, just to give you an idea of how this works. So if you want to use a character and reuse the animations of the template, you only have to assign this prefab to the character mesh and select if you want to create a player or an AI, and create player. If we did everything fine, and we will find this game object with two icons, a weapon icon and this grenade, and this weapon icon it's from here, but we have to reposition this weapon choosing this object. Okay, it's the weapon AK aim. So we have to reposition this to make it work with the hand. Okay, so we can rotate, move, and this node is the one that is going to rotate and aim to the aiming. Okay, so this is the important node to reposition, not this one. Okay, this is where the weapon is going to be spawned and positioned. So then we have this weapon L that we're going to move a little bit, but it's not so important where it goes, just to make it near the head. Okay, so we have this, and this is our character. Okay, this prefab is going to be our character. Now we have two prefabs for our characters. Okay, one is the player prefab that we selected before, this one, and the player prefabs calls a character prefab. Okay, that it's this one. Okay, so we are creating this one. You can see animator, PR actor, utils. Okay, this one has the same components. Okay, this can be used as a player or as AI enemies or whatever. Okay, you can use this for everything. So we are going to create this prefab here in the characters, and we create a soldier marine. Okay, and this prefab now we want to use it here. Okay, we can duplicate this one and say okay, marine, and select this one and assign the marine here. Okay, now as I was saying, it doesn't matter if you chose player or enemy in this create wizard tool, because in the character script I have an option, override animation controller. This is going to be updated tonight. This option isn't there, but it's working anyway. And these controllers are going to be assigned to this character when the character is spawned. So if you go to the enemy soldier, you will see that we have different controllers here, okay? So we override this controller because the AI uses different controller than the player because they have different programming. So if we don't want to use a specific set of animations, I recommend you to keep this checkbox on, and the player is going to assign the controller automatically, and you don't have to worry about that. Okay, so if we choose the soldier marine, now we can go to the player settings. Okay, player settings, you will find it in this folder, but I'm moving that to a new folder, more organized. Okay, here in game settings, in the root of the template, and this default player settings. Here we can select which player prefabs will be available. So we can add this new one, the marine. Okay. And now that we have this, we only have to go to the main menu. Don't save the scene and hit play. And we can select this new character. Okay. And we have our character. Now you can see there's a scale issue, okay, because this character, if we go to the characters prefab here, we are going to compare this with this soldier marine, okay, and you can see that it's bigger. Okay, don't worry about it. We can just scale this. I'm going to scale it just like this. So we see this scale is what we want. So we go here and set the scale here. Okay, this is one of the ways we can do this. The other one is here in our character prefab. We have this scale parameter, so we can change it here if we want. Okay, and now you can see there's a better scale, and we have our character working and animating as it should. Okay, so that's how we can change our characters in the template. It's super easy. And okay, I think there's something missing here. Maybe let's try. I think we have to assign the, yeah, exactly, we have to change something that it's the create the ragdoll. Okay, that was something that I was missing before. And in this prefab, the character prefab, we need to open this one and create assets, create, and sorry, game object, 3D object, ragdoll. Okay, it's super simple. We have to assign all the bones that this tool asks us. Okay, left arm, elbow, they don't have the same names, but it's this connection. Arm and elbow are upper arm and forearm. Middle spine, I choose spine. Okay, and head. Creates, and now we have the ragdoll created. And if everything is okay here, now we can die, and it's going to die. Okay. It's not spine, it's spine 1. So it's going to do it like this and assign this one here and create a box collider. It's too big. Okay. And delete these components. You will need to delete the joint, character joints before the rigid body. So this should be working now. And if I'm not wrong, sorry, if I'm not wrong, you need to have a BIP one, spine one in your character now. I'm going to fix that later, but okay. That was weird. So have exactly the same things here. And I can't find a problem here right now. Let's see, pelvis. Exactly the same. Sorry. Maybe it's this thing that I... Okay, let's do it here. Maybe this spine one doesn't have a connection. Let's try this because there's no connection maybe. And I know what happened. Yeah. This one doesn't have connection too. Okay, because everything was connected to the spine that I deleted. Okay, so the best way to fix it here is to select this one. Okay, this one and connect. Sorry. Um, this one needs to be connected to spine one, and this one to spine one. This one to spine one. Okay, now we have all the ragdoll connected. If you choose spine one at the beginning, nothing of this will happen. Okay, now it's working. Okay, so that's it. So as you can see, some stuff can happen, but you can fix it playing around with this. And that's it. Hope you enjoy it and it's useful. And if you have any issues with this, just let me know. And thanks for your support and thanks for being there. And see you in a week.